It appears that a proposed gift from the government of Qatar has some hardcore MAGA fans fuming. Oh boy. ABC News reports that the royal family of Qatar will be gifting the president a super luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet to be used as Trump's new Air Force One, Trump Force One, whatever you want to call it. Okay. The jet, which is expected to be handed over during Trump's trip to the Middle East, is known to be so luxurious that it is called a flying palace. A flying palace, because that's exactly what Trump needs, a new flying palace. That is just apparently as gaudy and filled with gold trim as some of Donald Trump's other possessions. So certainly created with him in mind. Sources told ABC that the jet will be transferred to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation just before he leaves office, which means, of course, they're using that to try to get around rules and regulations against taking gigantic gifts from foreign governments. So, oh no, we're giving it to the military or something, and then it's going to go to the library, in which Donald Trump will be able to use it for his personal use whenever he wants. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Now, following this announcement, of course, there are a lot of big Trump supporters that took to social media to say, "Don't do it!
Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever do that. I tell you, don't do it.
Don't take the gift. Don't take the gift," because it's not really a gift. Now, hold on here. I'm going to actually agree with that, but let's get to some of the responses first. This one user with thousands of followers wrote this. "Qatar is a terrorist sponsoring state, needs to be sanctioned like Iran. For sure, a gift such as this would have strings attached. Things would be expected in return. Don't take it. Thank them. Sell it," which is, you're still benefiting from it then. "Use the money for other things. Don't take it, DJT. Check it for bombs and spying devices beforehand. I don't trust these people." Gee, I wonder why. Okay. To be fair, again, this whole thing reeks of corruption. This person is right about the strings that would be attached to this. But again, there's more responses to it. In fact, here's what Trump 45-1 posting over on Truth Social. "The USA should never accept gifts from foreign powers." Oh, okay, I agree with that. Well, to an extent. The president shouldn't accept personal gifts from foreign powers. Let's be fair about that, because, you know, the Statue of Liberty was a gift from a foreign country. Just saying. So, would we have to return it? I mean, we might as well, since we're not exactly the bastion of freedom and liberty, and, you know, welcoming of immigrants, like the Statue of Liberty, you know, was supposed to symbolize. But okay, all right. But get into the weeds here. But more of this comment says, "We love you, Mr. President, but with every gift there are strings attached." Okay. "Besides, bugs all over that plane. Never trust Qatar. TGAT funds, protects, hides, shelter Hamas. Hashtag bring them home now." Okay. Shlomo, yes, told their 5,000 followers on True Social, "Don't ever trust Qatar. Backstabbing bastards, Islamic stronghold, and America-hating con artists. This plane is probably rigged with devices to kill Trump and or his administrative staff. Don't touch that plane." What? Another said, "100% agree. This Trojan horse. Lots of business happens on that jet, so of course they will arm it with bombs or sound pieces or even the controls, as we know aircrafts are crashing for no reason." Now, you know why aircraft is crashing right now? Because there's not enough staff at the control towers Okay. And again, you can thank Donald Trump for that, but it's a big but, right? Staffing at these control towers, air traffic controllers, has been declining for decades. All right. Basically goes all the way back down to Ronald Reagan. Okay. Ronald Reagan, for every major problem this country has, you can always trace it back to Ronald freaking Reagan. Okay. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why air traffic controllers, they don't have a lot of them. They're also refused to fund and train them. And Trump just took on this problem and didn't really solve it. And it got worse. It just got worse because now you have air traffic controllers that are walking away. Yeah. So there's that. Okay. No, this doesn't have anything to do with Qatar or these Islamic countries. And see, I got more comments here from Trump supporters, but you were already seeing the thread here. Okay. Another says, as a Trump supporter, please, President Trump, don't take the plane from Qatar. It's not illegal. The Statue of Liberty was a gift, but it's bad optics. And Qatar has often acted against our own interests. If we must take the plane for some foreign policy reason, please sell it. Jamie, who identifies as a MAGA, pro-America, pro-Israel person, saying, this $400 million plane from Qatar plus Hamas releasing the American hostages, setting things up for Trump to go extra soft on these barbarians. Okay. Eric Erickson wrote, the Qatari government is not our friend, cooperates with Iran and its proxies, and funds terrorism and pro-terror propaganda around the world. Mark Levin said, there are news reports that Qatar is buying us a jet. Who knows? But Qatar must stop buying our colleagues in universities and spreading their anti-American, Jew-hating propaganda and funding terrorist groups and their front groups. Their jet and all the other things they're buying in our country does not provide them with the cover they seek. It is a terror state that is beyond dispute or their bank accounts. Whew. Yeah. Laura Loomer, of course, weighed in as well. She called this a stain on Trump's presidency. How many more stains are there going to be? It's just over 100 days. We got 3 years of stains left to go. This is going to be worse than... No, I'm not saying it. I'm not going there, okay? We're not going there. Here's what she said, though. I love President Trump. I would take a bullet for him. Okay. But I have to call a spade a spade. We cannot accept a $400 million gift from jihadists in suits. The Qataris fund the same Iranian proxies as Hamas and Hezbollah, who have murdered U.S. service members. The same proxies that have worked with the Mexican cartels to get jihadists across our border. Yeah. This is really going to be such a stain on the administration if this is true. And I say that as someone who would take a bullet for Trump. Again, that's twice. I'm so disappointed. Here's the thing. Yes, I also am in agreement that Donald Trump should not accept this plane. Why? Because it's, well, obviously different reasons than MAGA. Because of the corruption. Yes, they're going to want something in return for their gifts. That's how the swamp works. Okay? Simple as that. Of course, a big reason, and you've probably figured this out already, that MAGA is not in favor of this is because Muslims. That's really it. That's the whole reason. All they see is Muslim equal terrorist. I think that if it were Israel that were gifting Donald Trump a jet, MAGA would likely be over the moon with joy. Let's be very clear about that, all right? But again, the corruption here is the problem. Imagine Joe Biden or Barack Obama taking this $400 million gift. Okay, this is something that would make Hunter Biden blush. All right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, MAGA supporters, they don't get it. Donald Trump did not run to make America great again. Okay? In 2016, he ran so he could make money. That's it. 2024, he ran to try to stay out of prison. This man was never interested in serving the American people. This was always a self-interested grift. Okay? And that's really it. All right? Trump, all he has done while in office is try to enrich himself. Okay? And that's it. And by the way, like, he's going to take the plane. He's going to take the plane. He went to Truth Social to push back, okay, because he got criticism from Democrats as well, obviously, and criticism from MAGA supporters. But here's what he said about that. So the fact that the Defense Department is getting a gift free of charge of a 747 aircraft to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily in a very public and transparent transaction so bothers the crooked Democrats that they insist that we pay top dollar for the plane. Anybody could do that. The Dems are world-class losers. MAGA. Okay. Again, this has been set up in a way where Donald Trump will receive a free plane. That's it. That's it. Okay. He doesn't want people to know that he's going to get a free jet. I mean, this is a luxury jet that's been described as a flying brothel. Okay. Of course. But here's the thing. The way that it's structured is that, and this was started by Pam Bondi, okay? She made it and structured it so that it wouldn't technically violate the law, okay? And so she did that because guess what? She happens to be happened to have been a lobbyist for Qatar, earning about $100,000 a month. She authorized this, even though it is clearly corruption and grift. And that's what all this administration is. It's grift. So, and look, you know, the sad thing is MAGA is likely not going to, yes, they're mad now, but they're likely going to forget about it in a couple of days. They'll never admit that they backed a con artist. And, you know, that's why the people that continue to stick with him, that's why they're considered to be some of the easiest marks. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.